Hello, my little mathematicians. Today we're going to review a little on surface area of prisms and pyramids. Okay. Why don't you go ahead and try numbers 1 through 6 first? Okay, so go ahead, pause the video, try them, and then unpause it and come back. Okay, so you paused it, you tried them, now you're back with us. The first ones, 1 through 4, wanted you to name them. Okay. Prism means it has two bases. And what's easy to tell a prism versus a pyramid is a pyramid comes to a singular point at the top and then only has one base, and a prism doesn't come to a point, so it'll have two bases. And then whether it's a prism or a pyramid, you name it according to its base shape. So let's go ahead and look at this first one. There's a top and a bottom. There's two bases, so I know it's a prism. Now, what is that base shape? That base shape is a rectangle, so I'm going to call it a rectangular prism. Okay, rectangular prism. The next one is a pyramid because it comes to this singular point right here. So second word is pyramid. What type of pyramid? Well, what's your base shape? Directly across from the tip of your figure is that triangle. So it is a triangular pyramid. Okay, the next one doesn't come to a singular point, so I know that it is a prism, but what type of prism? So I need to identify my bases. Well, prism has rectangular sides, so anything that isn't a rectangle must be the base. So that would be here and here. See, the two bases are parallel to each other, and then all the other sides are rectangles. So these two shapes are triangles, making it a triangular prism. And then finally, this last one, you might want to say, oh, it comes to a singular point, like, right there. That's not a single point. That's like a line segment up there. That's a single point. So this must be a prism because there is no one singular point that it comes to. And then what's your base shape? Well, there's a rectangle, there's a rectangle, there's a rectangle. So the thing that's not a rectangle is that triangle there and then the triangle behind it. So this is a triangular prism. Granted, a very skinny triangular prism, but triangular prism all the same. Okay, so that was me naming them. Remember, the main thing that we want to keep into account is that pyramids have one base, prisms always have two bases. And then pyramids have triangular sides. So like there's a triangle right there. It's terrible. And then there's that other triangle. That's the base one, but there's another third triangular side. And then prisms have rectangular sides. How many triangular or rectangular sides do they have? Well, it depends how many sides does your base shape have. If your base shape has three sides, there's going to be three rectangles coming off of a prism. If it had if it was a pentagon down here, there'd be 5 rectangles coming off. Versus if it's a pyramid, a triangular pyramid would have 3 more triangles coming off. Rectangular pyramid would have 4 triangles coming off. Octagonal pyramid would have 8 triangles coming off. That helps you keep track when you're wanting to find the total surface area of a figure. Okay, some people like to draw out the nets. I like to do them out separately. So first off, this is a prism because there's the same top and bottom. It doesn't come to a singular point. So prism has this right here as the top and bottom, right? Okay, so the top and bottom is this 7 by 5. And whatever the top is, so is the bottom. So it's a prism, which means it's base times height. And base times height is 7 times 5. So that one's going to be the same. And they both equal 35. All right. Now, since your bases have 4 sides, there should be 4 more rectangles coming off of it. And those 4 rectangles coming off, 2 of them will be the same because the right and left will be the same and the front and back will be the same. So let's first of all focus on the front and back right here, this guy. This is 5 by what? What's this length? So here is the same as here. which is the same as this. So this is a 5 by 7 as well. So that base times height is 5 by 7, and the front is going to be the same as the back rectangle behind there. So 5 times 7 is 35, which means that this one's going to be 35 as well. Okay, now I still need 2 more rectangles. Where are they hiding? They must be the left and right side. So what's the measurements of this right here? Well, the bottom part is 5 and the height is 5. So base times height is 5 times 5, which is 25. And whatever the left is, that right side is going to be the same. So you have 2 35s again, and 2 25s. Go ahead and add all those up, and you get 190 inches squared, because surface area is always in square units, because you're finding the area of every single surface of every single side of that particular shape. And that's why it's important to know how many sides you need to look for. So for the next one, is that a prism or a pyramid? It's a prism because it doesn't come to a point. So what's your base shape? Well, prism has rectangular sides, so anything that isn't a rectangle has to be your base. So this can't be it because there's not a parallel side up there that's equal to that. So that means right here and the other one over there, those are your 2 bases. And again, anything that isn't a rectangle has to be your base. So even though it's not like this, you know, where the triangles are here and here, so like there's the top, there's the bottom. It's just rotated a little where they took it and then they turned it like this. So you still can see that these are your 2 bases because they're the only sides that aren't rectangles. Okay. 2 triangles to represent my bases, and their formula of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So the base length of this triangle is 15. What's the height? Remember, base and height are connected by that little right angle box. So this is my height. What is this length? It's not that 25. It's right here, which is the same as this. So it's 20. So you have 15 for your base, 20 for your height, divided by 2, and that is 150. And whatever your top is, so is your bottom, or in this case, your left and right, because they took it and flipped it. And then how many rectangular sides are going to be coming off of this? Well, how many sides does your base shape have? Your base shape has 3 sides. So there should be 1, 2, 3 rectangles coming off. Okay, and all the rectangles aren't going to be base times height divided by 2, but just base times height, because rectangle is just base times height. All right, well, for right here, what is the base and height of one of them? Where's the first rectangle you see? I see one hiding down here. Okay, so this side is 15, but what's this side? Well, this is the same as this one, which is the same as this one, so 32. So 32 times 15, if you go ahead and multiply that, you get 480. Okay, where's your next one hiding? Your next one is, I see it here in the front. Okay, so this shape. So this side is 25 of that rectangle. And right here, that side is 32. Okay, so you have the base is 32, the height is 25. Go ahead and multiply those in your calculator, and you get 800. Okay, there's one more rectangle hiding somewhere. Do you see it? It's hiding in the back. And see why it's kind of helpful to like highlight them different colors? Okay, so here is a rectangle. And then sometimes I just keep tracing the sides to see if I could identify what the lengths are. So I have right here, one solid total length of it is from here to here is 32. And then I would trace, aha, right here. This is 20. Okay, so 32 times 20. Go ahead and multiply those, and 32 times 20 is 640. Type all that into your calculator. The 3 rectangles plus the 2 triangles, and you get 2,000 220 feet squared. Okay. All right. This one is very similar to that, except it's kind of rotated like even more. Looks a little bit different. So what's the name of this one? This is a rectangular prism. This is a triangular prism. This is another triangular prism because it doesn't come to a point at the top. So it has to be a prism. And what type? Well, the bases are triangles. I hope I said triangular earlier. Triangular prism. All right, so I have my two bases that are triangles. And here's the little box. It connects your base length of 1.5 to your height. It doesn't tell me what that is, but that's the same as this. So it's 2. So base times height divided by 2 is 1.5 times 2 divided by 2. Those basically cancel. So you get that the triangle is 1.5 yards squared. And the other triangle is going to be the same thing. Now, how many rectangles am I looking for it to come off? There should be 3 rectangles of base times height because it was a prism, so rectangles come off of it, and a triangular prism. So 3 total rectangles need to come off because your triangle has 3 sides. All right, where's the first one that you see? The first rectangle. I see this guy right here. What's the measurements of that? I have 1.5. And do I know this? Well, this is the same as that one, so 3. So 3 times 1.5 is 4.5. Okay, where do you see another rectangle hiding? I see it up top, right there. Okay, so this side of that top rectangle is 2.5, and then your other side right there is 3. So you have 3 times 2.5. And 3 times 2.5 is 7.5. Finally, we're looking for one more rectangle. Do you see it? It's hiding in the back. Okay, so this length is 3, and that length of your rectangle is 2. So 3 times 2 is 6. Go ahead and add all those together, your 3 rectangles and your 2 triangles, and you get 21 yards squared. Okay, again, I strongly recommend that you always pause the video, try them yourself, and then unpause it and come back. This one, we haven't really had one like this yet. We've always done where they're right triangular prisms, where the bottom triangle is a right triangle where it connects your base and your height. This one, you can see it doesn't do that. So I have, let's see, this is my base shape, right? So that triangle has a height of 8 and a base of what? Well, this little box right here connects your height to your base. So this base length is the same as this, so 12. So base times height divided by 2 is 12 times 8 divided by 2. Type that in, you get 96 divided by 2, and 96 divided by 2 is 48. And there's 2 triangular bases, right? Because it's a prism, so you always have 2 bases. So you have another triangle that is 48. And then it's a 3-sided base, so you should have 3 rectangles that you have to look for coming off of it. Okay, do you see where those are hiding? I see one hiding off to the side right here. Okay, this side is 10. And I don't know that, I don't know this, but this is the same as this, so it's 10 by 14. So 10 times 14 is 140 for that rectangle. Sorry, that was written really bad. Then where is your other rectangle hiding? Well, I see one hiding right here to the right. And that has a measurement of 12 by 14. So 12 times 14. If you multiply those, you get 168. And then finally, where's the last one? I see the last one hiding, oh, in plain sight, but in the very front right here. Okay, so this is 10, and this right here is 14. So 10 times 14 make up those base and heights of that rectangle, and 10 times 14 is 140 again. So now add your 3 rectangles and your 2 triangles all together, and you get 544 feet squared for this triangular prism. All right, let's go ahead and try some more. And if you haven't tried any yourself first before we did them together, why don't you go ahead and do that now? Okay. What is this shape? Is this a prism or a pyramid? It's a pyramid because it comes to a top, or to a point at the top. So what is that base shape that you see? Well, directly across from the tip of the figure is that triangle. So my base triangle, okay, this is the height of it, not this. This line is not part of the base. So right here, that height measures, they said 7.8. And then that connects to your base right here of 9. So base times height divided by 2 is 9 times 7.8 divided by 2. Go ahead and plug that into your calculator, and you get 35.1. Now this is a 3-sided base. And again, the other ones I always did 2 bases, but this is a pyramid, so there's just 1 base, and it's going to have triangular sides. How many triangles am I going to look for? I'm going to look for 3 triangles coming off. Now, the outside edges of your triangle, however many different sides they have is how many different faces are going to be coming off of it. So there's always going to be 3 faces coming off, but if they're the same or different. So like this side is 9 of your base, this side is 9 of your base, and this side is 9 of your base. So since all 3 sides of your base shape are 9, 9, and 9, then that means that the 3 triangles coming off are going to be identical. If this was like 9, 8, and 7 for your 3 lengths, then there'd be 3 different triangles coming off. If it was 9, 9, and 7, 2 would be the same and another one would be different. Okay, just throwing that out there. All right, let's see what these 3 triangles are. Well, I can use this one. Okay, this is your box that connects your height of 14 to your base, which is 9. So 9 times 14 divided by 2, that's going to be 63. And again, I said since this is 9, and this is 9, they all have the same base measurement for the different triangles coming off. And when they go the height up to the tippy top, they're all going to have the same height as well. So it's going to be 9 times 14 divided by 2. So you're going to have 3 triangles that all measure 63 inches squared. So add those 3 triangles to your base triangle, and you get a total surface area of 224.1 inches squared. Okay, see if you can use that same logic to complete this one. Okay, so from your tippy top down here, the base opposite it is that guy. So I have my triangle, and that base triangle has, look at, this is the height, not this line. This is the line that's actually within the base triangle. So it has a height of 11.2. And then it connects to this line right here, which is a base of 10. So base times height divided by 2, you get 10 times 11.2 divided by 2, and it has a base measurement of 56. Now there are, it's a 3-sided base, so there should be 3 rectangle triangles coming off of it, because pyramids have triangular sides. So base times height divided by 2 again. And what are the measurements for those side triangles? Well, let's do this one. It has a height of 12, and that connects to this base of 10. So 10 times 12 divided by 2, you get 60. Now, luckily, this base length is 10 and that base length is 10 of your triangular sides there. So they're all going to actually be the same coming off of it because they're all going to have a base of 10 and then the same height going up to the tippy top point. So add all those 3 triangles for the faces plus your triangular base, and you get a total surface area of 236 meters squared. All right, this guy is a, what's he? Okay, these were triangular pyramids. What's this? It's a rectangular pyramid because it too is a pyramid. It comes to a point, but it has a base of a rectangle. So it's a rectangular pyramid, which means it has one base because pyramids have one base that's directly opposite the point that makes up the top of the figure. And it's 10 by 8. So 10 times 8 is 80. And then because it has 4 sides, there's going to be 4 triangles coming off of it. Now, whatever your right is, the left is going to be the same, and whatever your front is, the back is going to be the same. Because you know how like this is the same as this, so 10 and 10, so they'll match going to the top. They'll have the same base and height, and then this is 8, that's 8, so these two will match. All right, so let's focus on the sides. You have a base of 8 and a height of 9.4. So base of 8 times 9.4 divided by 2. Okay, what do you get? You get 37.6, and that's going to be the left is the same as the right. Okay, now you also have this front triangle right here. It has a height of 9 and a base of 10. So 10 times 9 divided by 2 is 45. And whatever the front is, the back is going to be the same. Okay, so one base, and since it's 4 sides, you have 4 triangles coming off. If you had like a base shape where it was 8 by 8, then all 4 triangles would be the same. All right, add all those together, and you get a total surface area of 245.2 meters squared. We're moving right along. Let's do the next one. Okay, what type of pyramid is this? It's a rectangular pyramid because it has a base shape of a rectangle. And that rectangle has a base of 12 and a height of 9. So when you find the area of those, 12 times 9 is 108. Okay. How many triangles should be coming off of it? Well, since it's a 4-sided figure, there should be 4 triangles coming off. Okay, whatever the front is, the back is going to be the same, and whatever the right is, the left is going to be the same. So let's focus on right here, this guy. It has a height of 10.8, and that height connects down to a base of 9. So 9 times 10.8 divided by 2. Type that into your calculator, and you should get 48.6. Now, whatever the right is, the left is going to be the same. So another 48.6. Okay. And now we have the front and back triangle. So it has a base of 12 and a height of 10.2. So 12 times 10.2 divided by 2. When you go ahead and do those and type them into your calculator, you get 61.2. And again, whatever your front is, so is the back. So another one of 61.2. Type all that in, your 4 triangles plus your rectangular base, and you get a total surface area for that rectangular pyramid to be 327.6 yards squared. Okay, number 13. What is that? Well, we've done enough of them. Hopefully you know it's called a rectangular pyramid. There is your base. It is 12 by 4. So 12 times 4 is 48. Now your base shape has how many sides? 4 sides. So what shapes come off of pyramids? Triangles. How many triangles should come off of it then? 4, with 2 being the same here and then another 2 being the same. So 4-sided base, so 4 triangles coming off. Let's focus on this front triangle right here. It has a base of 12 and a height of 10. So 12 times 10 divided by 2 is 60. And whatever the front is, so is the back. Now, where's the other one? It's hiding on the right and left. It has a base of 4 and a height of 11. So base times height divided by 2, because that's a formula for a triangle. You have 4 times 11 divided by 2. 44 divided by 2 is 22. And whatever the left is, so is the right. Add your 4 triangles to your base rectangle, and you get a total surface area of 212 feet squared. What's this last shape? Prism or pyramid? It's a prism because it doesn't come to a singular point at the top. What's the base shape? Remember, rectangular sides make up a prism. So what's the only shape that's not a rectangle? It's right here. And what is that? That's a trapezoid. So a trapezoidal prism. Okay. Which means I have 2 identical bases that are trapezoids. So I need to know the base lengths of them. So that would be 6, and this guy, which is the same as this, so 10. And a height of, what's this right here, separating your 2 parallel bases? It's 6.7. So base 1 plus base 2 times the height divided by 2 is 6 plus 10, 2 bases, times the height of 6.7 divided by 2. That is 16 times 6.7 divided by 2 for a total area of 53.6. And remember, you have 2 identical bases. So this is another trapezoid of 53.6. Now, what should be coming off of there? 4 rectangular sides. Now, I don't know if all the different measurements are the same, so I'm going to do different colors to look for them. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so 4 rectangular sides. And you know what? Let's change that color to be orange because those don't stand apart enough. And I have a feeling the shape's going to get crazy looking. So I want my colors to stand out. Okay, so I see this rectangle right here. That's easy to see. Okay, there's one rectangle. So base times height, what is it? It's 7 by, what's this? This is the same as that. So 7 by 11. So one of them is 77. All right, I need another one. I see one hiding up here. That is 11 by 10. So base times height, 11 by 10 is 110. Okay, I need a third one. Aha, I see it hiding back there. And that is, it's not 6.7. That 6.7 is talking about that guy. What do you think? What is that one? Well, if you notice that little tick mark right here, that tick mark is also here. That means that all the ones that have one tick mark are the same measurement. So this is 7 as well. So 7 by 11 for that guy. So base times height is 7 times 11. So I have another 77. Okay, where's my last one hiding? I see it. It is hiding down there at the bottom. So this is 6, and this is the same as this, which is the same as that. So 6 by 11. Base times height is 6 times 11, which means that final rectangle is 66. Okay, so I found your two bases that are identical. And then since it has a base shape of 4 sides, you need 4 rectangles coming off. 1, 2, 3, 4. I found them all. Add all those together, and what do you get? You get a total surface area of 437.2 centimeters squared. Okay, so several takeaways. One, when you're asked to find the surface area, it's always unit squared because it's a type of area. You find the area of each individual surface that makes up that 3D figure. If it comes to a point at the top, it's a pyramid, so it'll have one base, right? And that base could be any shape. It could be a rectangle or it could be a triangle. If it is a pyramid, it has triangular sides. How many triangles come off of it? However many sides your base shape has. So 4-sided base has 4 triangles. 3-sided base has 3 triangles coming off. If it's a prism like this, it has 2 identical bases, and then however many base sides your base shape has, it has that many rectangles coming off of it. And that's the main things to know. So draw out the separate shapes that make up your figure, write out the area formula for that specific shape, and then go ahead and add all those areas together for your total surface area. We have several extra practice pages in here, so if you missed any of them, go ahead and go back, like maybe rewatch this video for certain ones you need help on, and then retry some of those extra practice pages. All right, if you struggle with this, it's tough. I struggle with it too. So give it some more practice, and then you're going to get it.